Yep.
Let's do it. All right, gonna share my screen here. Got it. All righty, everybody, if you can come on screen. And let's start bringing everybody in the room here. Everybody, if you can come on screen. And let's start bringing everybody in the room. Now I have a little echo there, Ty. Bringing everybody in the room. I have a little okay. I'm gonna put everybody. All right, good afternoon. Good afternoon. We have more individuals coming in. And so if you can, when you come into the room, you can share your screen. Definitely we would like to see your face. We always like to put a face with a name and a name with a face. And this is really, really exciting. I'm really, really excited about this Zoom call. We have been planning this here for quite some time. So I want to say welcome, of course, to our members, Black Directory members. And also I want to say welcome to our non-members. We hope that during this phone call, you actually become a member as well. So I am going to, as well right now as we speak, place down in the chat, if you would like to become a member of Black Directory, this is a great time to do it. We actually have a 25% discount going on right now. So we're going to place the link down in the chat. And Kadisha, I'm going to place this down in. Uh-oh, I need everybody muted. 1 second. There we go. All right. Oh, one moment. There we go. All right. You're getting a little feedback there, Ty. There we go. I think we just.
If you have your YouTube window open for the live, then you should close it. That's where the feedback is coming from.
I already closed it, so I'm not.
Sounds like that might be better.
They're all closed.
Okay, I think we're better now. All right, so welcome everyone. Let's 1 second. I'll give you all bear with us one moment. Okay, let's try it again here. See if we have anything there. 1 second. It might be my screen. Oh, I see what's going on. There we go. That was on my end. All right, let's get started. Let's get this party started. All right, good. Good stuff. Excited about this one. All right, all right. So as I was mentioning earlier, we have we got a lot of individuals joining us. This is being live streamed on several different platforms. We're live streaming it, of course, throughout Zoom. So those of you who registered, I definitely want to say again, welcome to our members, and then welcome to our non-members. This is one of the first times we've done this before. We always do member-only Zoom calls. So it's good to see you, Arbery. How's it going over there, sir? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got to get together. Matter of fact, I'm going to be in California, so we got to talk. I'm going to be there very soon. Let's make this happen. Listen, this is really exciting. Again, welcome. And so if everyone, if you could do this really quickly before we get started, place your, before you spam the chat, I'm going to do something really quickly. Then we're going to ask you all to do something here really fast. So again, this is exciting Zoom call here because we have a member. She's actually been a member with me for several years now. And she's doing great business, doing great work. So we're simultaneously streaming this on Zoom. We're also streaming it throughout YouTube, and we're also streaming it on Facebook as well. So many people obviously want to learn how to do government contracting. And I tell you, the government is obviously spending billions. I think the number is $650 billion that the government spends every year on government contracting. And there's a lot of money out there that needs to be made, and there's a lot of money that we're actually all missing. And so it's important to understand how to do business with the federal government, not just federal government, how to do business with the local government, your state government, and all of that. And the way that you do that is one, I always say, I love to say, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just find the person who created the will, and you just repeat that cycle. You copy and paste it for your business there as well. So this is really, really good. So now, for the members that are on the call, again, what I did also just place down in the chat for our non-members, I did place the link down. If you would like to join, I'm going to place it again. The link is www.blackdirectormembership.com/join membership. I'm placing it down there again. Copy that link there again. Also, Khadisha, that way you can place it down in the chat a few more times. Also, if you all can place that, Khadisha, over in the comments over on YouTube, that would be great. Let's place that chat down there also. Now, what's particularly important as well is for our members, if you would like to host your own Zoom call as well, I got to tell you, this is a great way for other individuals to become aware of who you are, and so that you can also obviously increase your revenue with your company and your awareness also. I will say that Ms. Karwanna right now will have a lot of people to get in contact with. She has gathered a lot of leads from just being on this member hosted Zoom call. So if your business is looking for more leads, this is a great way to gain more leads. If you're good at sales, you know that leads turn into business. And so this is a great way to begin to do it. So if you can, Khadisha, place again down in the chat the link for the member hosted Zoom call, so that members right now who would actually like to take part in that, they could actually take part into the member hosted Zoom call and also host their own Zoom call as well. That's going to be particularly important. I'm not going to take up much time because I want to bring in our speaker today so we can really, really get going and get started. This is her time, her session. But again, it's really important for you all to make sure that you're taking notes. And I told everyone to turn off their phone, and look at me. I thought I turned mine off. All right, so good. Listen, so what I'm going to suggest that everyone do also, if you could do this really, really quickly, if everyone could do me a favor for the next 20 seconds, if you could take the link and actually share this link with anyone. This is actually open to all. So if you could share this link on Facebook or share this link on Instagram, anywhere. So let's take the next 15 seconds and please do me a favor. Go ahead and share this link with anyone. You could text it out as well. Go ahead and send this out, this link, let them know that if they would like to learn about government contracting, this is the time for them to be able to do it. And we're going to get started here in just a second. So take a couple seconds. And again, also, like they always say, like and share this broadcast as well. Please go ahead and like and share it, and subscribe to Black Directory's YouTube channel. Again, Ty, if you could also place the link for the YouTube down in the chat, that way the individuals, there we go. Thank you so much, Ty. So there's a link right there. If you want to share the link, you can actually share the link. You'll be able to, of course, go back and watch this broadcast later as well and get all of that done. So really excited about this, and really excited about everything that's going on here. So again, a couple more seconds, everybody keep sharing the broadcast, get that going there. And as we have individuals joining us, and they're going to be joining us here also. So really excited about this, really excited about getting this going. And this is the perfect time. Now is the season, now is the time. It's a great time to begin to learn about government contracting. It's a great time to learn because the government has a lot of money and they're never going to stop spending. As long as America exists, they will never stop spending money. Right. So what we need to do is to learn how the government actually operates and how the government obviously is sharing and spending their money. So that you could actually get to the point to where you could participate. We could all participate. There's enough money to go around for everyone. And the thing that I'm always explaining to our members to do, that's very important, is that we all absolutely work together and partner and build together so that we could obviously all do business together there as well. So I'm going to read a little bit about just what we're doing here today, just read a little bit about it. And then I'm going to introduce our guests today. So as you've seen, government contracts can potentially 10x your company's revenue. However, attempting to qualify for a contract through a single engagement can be extremely complicated. The U.S. federal government is notoriously stringent in its procurement processes, and prospective contractors must undergo multiple corporate and personal check-ins, in addition to other criteria before approval. So She's Got Goals LLC, founded by Ms. Karwanna Dyson, provides guidance to small and minority-owned businesses in the form of a dedicated coaching program that teaches a unique approach called the $1 Trillion Secret to Government Contracts. The program shares a proprietary 3-step system that helps entrepreneurs swiftly learn how to land government contracts and start winning bids in record time. That's what we want everyone to do. So this is perfect for you. If you're a small business owner who's looking to break into government contract and help you to take your business to the next level, but do not quite know how to get started, where to get started, this is the perfect session for you. So I want to welcome to the stage Ms. Karwanna D. And I just love what she's doing because, again, she's been a member with us for quite a while. How you doing today, Karwana?
Thank you. Thank you. I'm blessed. I'm awesome. Thank you so much for having me. Hello.
Without a doubt. Definitely. And again, everyone, if you could definitely, if you could show your screen, that's going to be great. Definitely show your screen. That way we could actually obviously also allow everyone else to see your face. And so now, while she's talking, what I would love for you all to do is go ahead and place your information down in the chat, your company's name, the name of your business, who you are, where you're from, and all of that, and your telephone number, your contact information, all of that, so that individuals can get in contact with you as well. So, Karwana, go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. But before I get started on me, I just want to know who's in the room. And I want to know, like, who's here because they want to learn how to build a thriving business with government contract. By show of hands, for those of you who have your cameras off, you can go ahead and just raise your digital hand. If you are here because you are interested in learning how you can actually add millions of dollars to your business, bottom line, doing less work, raise your hand and let me know that you're here for that. All right. I see you. I see those hands coming up. So did you know, right? And some of this might be new for some of you, right? But some of it may just be a review for others who are probably already familiar with government contracts. But I'm going to say, did you know that in 2020, the U.S. federal government spent over $26 trillion on business products and services? Hello, somebody. Where are my business products and service providers? Are you here? Are you in the room? Okay. Now, of that, upwards of 26% was obligated. I'm sorry, 10 trillion, not 26 trillion, but 10 trillion. Of that, upwards of 26% was obligated. Somebody say obligated. Put that in the chat. Obligated, right? It's not a choice. It's not because you feel like it, but obligated to be spent with minority-owned and women-owned businesses. Okay, so that's $2.6 trillion. Let's do the math. $2.6 trillion that was on the table for minority-owned small businesses in the year of the pandemic. Hello, somebody. All right. So my question to you is, did you get your piece of the pie? If you got your piece of the pie, raise those hands. Are you getting your piece of the pie? All right. I don't see no hands up. All right. So this is a room of opportunity. So how many of you want to know how to get your piece of the pie so that you're not leaving no more money on the table? All right, I see you. Okay, so guess what? Now, the numbers that I just shared with you was on the federal government level only, right? So there's even more crazy numbers, and I know the numbers just probably don't make any sense, right? But there's even more crazy numbers when you're adding what's being spent and their obligations on the state level, as well as on your local city and county level, right? So
let me jump in there with it because the federal and state money actually is 1.5 trillion when it comes to, the state and local. There's 1.5 trillion when it comes to state and local. The federal government yearly is spending 650 billion. So there's so much more money to be made, obviously, in our local and state as well, to make members aware of that, also in non-members.
Right. So, but in 2020, they spent 10 trillion on the federal level, right? And that's what's it because of the basically in reaction to COVID. So they spent a lot more money than usual because of the reaction to COVID. So with all that's on the table, and most small business entrepreneurs don't even know that's possible for them to even do business with the government. What I'm here today is to kind of show you, we're going to have a conversation really about how it is or how easy it is really to leverage their rules. Now, this is their rules, right? And we're talking about, we want our reparations, we want our 40 acres and a mule. Well, we can leverage their rules to get our own reparations and our own 40 acres and a mule because the government got your money. Somebody, hello. All right, so we're going to talk about it. So, absolutely. Yeah. So here's the thing. So basically there's three main steps, right, to getting started with government contracts. And if you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat what your questions are, and I'll come back around to those questions as well. But I just kind of want to start with a 3-step simple methodology that I have used. But before I go into that, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Karwanna D. I'm
He's
a government.
excited.
I get so excited. I just like, let me just give it to y'all. I don't even care. But let me just give it to y'all. But I'm Karwanna. I'm a government contract strategist. I help minority and women-owned small business learn how to make millions pitching and winning government contracts, right? I'm the founder of She's Got Goals. I'm the founder of the $1 trillion secret that I coined to government contracts. And I'm the author of this new book, Don't Duck the Government, because they've got your money. And it's all about how to make millions pitching and winning government contracts, right? And so in this this strategy, the methodology that I use to help my people win government contracts, I use 3 main steps, right? The first step is business, right? All of us are business owners right here. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be here unless you're aspiring to become an entrepreneur, right? So the first thing is understanding what you need to have in business. And what I've learned over the years is that many people don't even have aren't able to check all the boxes, right? Now, when I say that, there are certain things that you need to have. This business foundation, right? Including like not only your business license or your articles of incorporation or organization, if you have an LLC or any other type of entity like that, your EIN, your Dun and Brad number, a business address, and like all of these other things like business taxes. Like, so there's a list of things that you will have to have. And then after this presentation, of course, I'll send out a full checklist. Brian, I'll send out a full checklist that you can actually download to make sure, do I have step 1 right? So really, it's really about that, having that business foundation in order, right? For you to get certified, right? I call small business. How many of you are familiar with small business certifications? If you are, let me know, raise your hand. Okay. How many of you already have your small business certifications? Okay. So we have some women-owned businesses in the house. We got some minority-owned businesses in the house. We have some local business certifications in the house, right? Disadvantaged business enterprises in the house. And if not, we're going to share with you. Ask me all the questions that you want to have while you have me, on today, because I'm going to bring it all, right? So what I consider small business certifications to be is your golden ticket, right? This is a golden ticket, right? This is what I give out in my book. I tell people, do you have your golden ticket? Okay. Now here's the problem. There's a lot of certified small business owners who don't know the process to getting government contracts, right? So all you have is the alphabet soup, the elemental P's, the ABCs and the DBEs and all those different things. But you have to understand that the alphabet gives you leverage. Like the golden ticket is what gives you leverage, right? Anybody can do business with the government. You don't necessarily have to have these certifications in order to get contracts. In fact, I have clients that are getting contracts before their certifications that are even complete. You just have to understand the process to getting it. However, having these certifications gives you leverage. When I say that, it's specifically because they have, out of this money that they're spending with small businesses on business products and services, they have pools of money. Somebody say pools of money.
Money.
Buckets. We're talking about buckets of money that is specifically set aside for you if you are a certified woman-owned business. That means nobody else can touch that money, right?
All right. This is what we're going to hold that thought, because I want to come back to that. That's such a key point. I want to back up a little bit. Tell everyone how you got into the government contracting space, like where you are, and helping businesses to actually become certified, then also win contracts as well.
Sure. So over the past 3 years, I have helped over 300 small business entrepreneurs add an additional collective $3 million to their business bottom line, right? By teaching them the 3 steps that I'm sharing with you here today. 10 years ago, or a little over 10 years ago, I was actually a small business entrepreneur who was just simply looking for a way to have consistent, sustainable income, get paid regularly, so I don't have to worry about what's going to happen next month and how I'm going to pay my bills, or if I'm going to have to go back to work for Uncle Sam, right? Or a slave job. And I call it a slave job. Set my people free, right? How to keep the people free. So that's all I wanted to do. It wasn't until I learned from another African-American successful Black man here in San Francisco, who had built his business to a multi-billion-dollar company, leveraging his golden ticket for government contracts, that became aware that, oh, this is for anybody. Everybody can do this stuff, right? And so when I actually first got started, and I do photography personally, outside of like coaching, I do photography and video production services. And so that's what I was looking to build out. And so anyway, the very first contract that I landed, once I learned the process and once I understood how it all worked, was a $70,000 contract, right? You may say, oh, $70,000.
Hold on, that's a good point. How long did it take you to win that $70,000 contract?
So it took me about, let me see. So it took me a couple years to learn the process, right? But then once I actually learned the process, it only took me like 3 to 4 months to land my first contract, right? And so the first contract that I landed was $70,000 for 28 days of work, right? $70,000 for 28 days of work. Now, as a photographer, what does those 28 days look like? Well, it looks like 48 hours because there's 2 hours on site for 28 days, right? It looked like 56 hours. That's like one work week for $70,000 when you do the math on that. So that particular experience, when that happened, like this was like my first time, and I'm like, oh my God, I thought it was a mistake. Really, at first, I thought they had made a mistake. And then the questions began to roll through my head, like, why don't we know about this?
Right.
When you go to City Hall to open up your business license or whatever, to get your business license, why don't they tell us, did you know the government got your money? Did you know that they can become your client? Did you know that you don't have to have a startup budget and go try to beg for money to get a startup loan? All you have to do is position yourself correctly so that you can be profitable within your first 6 to 12 months in business. Did you know that everything that you learn about business, that it's going to take 2 to 5 years to grow your business? And if you're lucky beyond 5 years, then, you know, you just happen to be lucky. All of that is miseducation, right? Because it's a lie, right? So this is the things that successful people don't know. And this is the reason why I coined it the $1 trillion secret to government contracts.
No, this is good stuff. So tell everybody, what was that contract again? The first one?
The first contract was $70,000 for 28 days of work.
What were you doing? What were you doing for the contract?
Yep, I was doing photography services. So basically here where I'm from, they were building out it was like a multi-trillion-dollar project. And they were building out Salesforce, right? The Salesforce building it's all, you know, it's been all over the news, but they were building out Salesforce. But on that, here's where the golden ticket came in. They had a utilization goal to utilize local women-owned and local businesses, right? So I had my ticket because I was locally certified. And I was a local woman in business. So you had to give me a piece of the pie, right? And so that is how I actually landed because of that goal that they had to utilize. So basically, that's how I landed my first contract, because I knew how to use my certification as leverage.
That's incredible. So, but obviously, as we always say, it takes time. So everyone, if you're taking notes, you want to write down, it takes time to learn how to do business with the federal government. This is why it's so key to have someone like Karwana who can help walk you through the process, because it took you, what you say, about 2 years, 3 years?
It took me about 2 years diligently, like to kind of really learn what I was doing. Because initially I just hit the ground running. I had no clue of what I was doing, how I was going to do it. I didn't understand the lingo, the language. When you for those of you who are certified, you know, there's a bunch of different acronyms and all this stuff. I didn't know what I was doing, but I did it wrong. Anything worth doing is worth doing wrong until you can get it right, right? So I did it wrong multiple times over that 2-year period until I figured out what I was doing wrong.
That is so key. So everyone, this is what I've learned in life. It's good to have a couple of things. One, it's great to find a mentor, but mentors aren't easy to find. If you can't find a mentor, you find a coach and you pay them. You pay them to teach you everything you need to know, so that it helps you to cut through the process, so that you don't take 2 to 3 years trying to figure it out on your own, what somebody else has already figured out. That's the way I've learned. That's one of the best ways to grow in life. So you won that contract. What happened next?
Yeah, so I won that. So I won my first contract. Was highlighted in the local news, local media, for being the first woman Black-owned business on a sizable project like that. And so I basically, and realistically, most people think that you have to have all this knowledge ahead of time. So they spend a lot of time getting ready to get ready, right?
Right.
I had no clue. Like, this was a construction project. I'm a photographer. Most people would never even think to apply your skills to a project of that size and just be creative and think outside the box. But I had no clue about taking photos of I didn't even know what rebar was, right? I didn't know nothing about construction. I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to read blueprints and none of that stuff, but I figured it out. I sure wasn't going to tell them I didn't know. What I did know how to do was click a camera. That's what I did know how to do. So yeah, so I won that contract. And then so I went back and kind of looked at all the steps that I took to actually winning it. And I tested it and tried it again. And what ended up happening was I landed another contract of similar size. And then I tried it again and I won another contract. And before I knew it, I had like 6 contracts that I was managing simultaneously. I'm like, well, this stuff works, right? Which is kind of what led me to the methodology and the strategies and steps that I teach my clients today.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. What I would like for you to do right now is tell everybody real quickly about your 5-day challenge. Then I want us to get into the 3 steps.
Sure, absolutely. So I do have, and you can, I think your team has the link to the 5-day challenge.
Just place it down in the chat.
What I do is I help people become pre-qualified. Most people don't even know of how to even get started. They don't understand where to go, what to do, what the certifications are, how to leverage those things. And so I have a 5-day pre-qualifications challenge where I walk you through the steps of becoming the person, right? So the success formula that I use is, in order to get the thing, right? Most people want the contract, but they don't understand the activity that you need to do to get the contract. And the activity they never do because they haven't become the person, right? So my 3-step formula to success is you got to be, do, and have. You got to be and do to have, right? You got to know how to, what you need to become so that you can know that person, what that person needs to do, right? In order to have success at contracting. And so in our 5-day challenge, we help you become the be, do, and have so that you'll know and understand what's on the table for you, who got your money, where to go after it, how to position yourself and all those different things. And so it's a very powerful 5-day challenge where you actually get me helping you, walking you through the steps, and you walk away with a complete game plan.
All right, so everyone, I just placed the link down in the chat. So right in the, and you also have a discount going on if they sign up during this time period, correct?
So, so if you sign up during this presentation, there's a 20% code basically automatically applied. So you'll be able to enroll at a 20% discount.
All right, excellent. So everyone,
and so let me say this is for you. Like, even if you have your like if you already have certifications, if you have not landed government contracts, right, it's specifically because you're missing something. So this is going to be even more powerful for you because you'll have a complete picture of what you need to do next to start getting results in your business.
This is definitely key. All right, so this is everyone, and I love what Tony L just said. Tony L said he's having a hard issue right now completing his GSA portion, getting that complete. This is where, again, he said that's part of my issue right now, struggling through getting my GSA completed. How do you assist with that part?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Was it Tony that said that?
Tony, yes.
So Tony, my question is, how far are you in the government contracting process? Like, are you just starting? What other certifications do you have? So I would need to know that in order.
Go ahead and come on screen really fast, Tony. And tell everybody about yourself and name your business really quickly. Oh, he's connecting to audio. There we go. You have to unmute yourself. Call him off guard. All right. We can't hear you. We're going to come back to you. Just put it in. You have to unmute yourself. We can't hear you. But we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you.
All right,
there we go. There you go. Go right ahead.
All right. So, hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm struggling with my GSA at the moment. There's a few things that they've classified me as. Real quickly, automation programming. So apparently, I guess the government doesn't really have a niche for that just yet. And I asked the current company right now that I'm using, I said, well, okay, so how does the government procure like contracts with Lear and Boeing for their, the stratosphere jets that they use for whatever, right? Or NASA. So they're working on that. I'm really trying
real
to
quickly,
get out of
I need to real quick.
I just want to get out of the subcontracting phase of the projects and get into the prime. That would be my question for her.
So here's the thing. So what I'm hearing is that you have some type of automation system or something that you want to actually offer to the government. But here's
Right.
the mismatch, right? It's not that they don't buy your stuff. So you're asking maybe the right questions to the wrong people. It's just like some people don't understand the world of translation, right? The government speaks a different language. So you really got to understand, what do they call it? Right? You have to do the research to find out what do they call it, because they're definitely buying what you're selling, but you have to figure out what it is that they call it. Just like for example, there's a lot of people who say, well, I'm a mindset coach. Well, the government is not going to call your stuff mindset, and it's not like you're not going to see a contract that say mindset coaching, right? Mm-hmm. What do you help people fix their mind to do? Well, I help them learn how to save money or to make more money or whatever it might be, right? This is just an example. Well, that's called financial consulting, right? So you just have to kind of find out the translation between what it is that you call your stuff and what the government does, they call it. Mm. And you can find that like by looking at the NAICS index, the NAICS index.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been there. That's a pretty vast library, but I'll do my homework there.
This is what I would say. Sign up for a challenge, get connected with Karwana so she can actually go into detail with you. I think that'd be great for you.
Thank you.
All right, let's just jump into this three steps that you have, Karwana. Do you need to share your screen?
Nope.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
But I will share it in a moment on another note. But
okay.
So anyway, so I covered the first step, which is the business foundation. There's a complete checklist, of course. But the thing is about the business foundation is the exact same business foundation that you optimize to become qualified to sell to the government. You actually set yourself up for greater success, because guess what? It's the same foundation you need to build business credit, right? So that you can access the capital that you need and leverage other people's money to fulfill on a lot of these contracts. But also it allows you to be able to qualify for grants, which is free money as well. And also qualify for loans, right? Because you have to have all your ducks in order, because it shows that you are a very serious and liable and credible business, right? So that business foundation is going to be key. The second thing that I covered was the certifications, right? That's step 2, understanding what certifications you qualify for and basically being able to check the box, because there's a whole lot of certifications that are out there, right? But of course, if just getting started, you don't want to have to go after all of them, because guess what? You'll be overwhelmed and you won't know what to do. And you'll be just sitting back with a whole bunch of acronyms, in your back pocket for nothing, right? So, but here's the thing. You definitely want to still understand how to get certified, like the optimizing your business foundation for local, state, and federal, right? What certifications do I need to optimize my business for local, state, and federal, and keep it at that to get started, right? There are some that are not even like worth going after upfront until you start getting results and being able to start building out your business revenues, and then go after the others. One of them being GSA, because I know one of y'all was talking about the GSA. Like if you haven't even started with your local city and county, is like GSA is like a beast. That certification documentation process is a beast, right? So start small and then grow, right? And then the last step of the 3-step strategy that I teach is proposals. So it's a 3-step BCP, business certifications proposals, right? You'll never get a contract until you start bidding and responding to proposal opportunities, right? So you have to understand what type of proposals are out there, how to respond to each one accordingly, because all opportunities are not created equal. So you have to know what you're doing, right? You have to understand the lingo that the government is speaking, and you have to really understand, well, what are you offering and what are you selling? So, so those are basically, in essence, the 3 steps to getting started with government contracts.
That's such a great point. I want you to repeat those 3 steps and again here just a second. But that is so important because you keep mentioning it. I want everyone to hear it. And obviously, those that are experienced in government contracting understand that, and then those that are just new. When you're doing business, getting ready to do business with the federal government, you are learning a new language. So how many of us who don't know Spanish can get dropped off in Colombia and just know our way around? Not many of us, right? You have to, and that's the same thing with the federal government. It's a new language, it's new systems, new operation, and the way they do business, we must learn. And it's always also key to learn what they're buying. All too often, I see companies, as I deal with them all across the country, we're just trying to sell our little product to the government, trying to sell our little service to them. But we have to find out if the government wants your little product or wants your little service, and they might want it. But you also have to understand the language of how to provide that product or service to them so that you won't be wasting your time going after this. Again, I can't stress enough, as they say, time is money, right? Time is money. And all too often, too many of us are wasting time trying to figure it out on our own versus finding someone like a Karwana who already has figured out the process, who could help save you time and get you in there as well. So now let's talk about really fast. I want you to go over those three different, just give the names again, but I want you to start telling me about some of the success stories of the individuals you help to do business with the government as well.
Okay, so I'll get into that. So the 3 steps is business certifications, proposals, right? You have to have your business foundation optimized so that you actually can qualify for government contracting, and then get certified, because that gives you basically your golden ticket to get access to even more contracting opportunities that are specifically set aside for those various socioeconomic disadvantaged groups that you're identifying with. And then proposals, understanding how it works, right? In order to win contracts, you have to actually be responding to those proposal opportunities. So those are the 3 steps. But somebody did so C math is easy. That's the name that's in the chat. I see that they say, why do I have to pay to prove that I'm a woman or Black? It costs $200 to $500. And I actually want to just share some information that may help you like past that, right? So first of all, I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm gonna help you a little bit past that. So first, right, the average entrepreneur, especially, entrepreneurs in their first, 2 to 5 years, right, on average, not knowing how to do business with premium clients like the government or corporations, even better, they're probably making about $80,000 a year, right? This is on average. I'm just going to use this example. However, when it comes to government contracting, every small business has the opportunity to easily make $1 million a year, right? So this is what I know. It's not what I'm guessing. It's not what I'm thinking. This is what I really do know, and I'm going to actually show you some math, right? So on average, there's a thing called, well, I'm not going to do much teaching, but most of the stuff you can learn on the challenge. But on average, I'm just going to share a little bit. There's a thing called simplified acquisition, right? So simplified acquisition is the rules that govern how the government spends up to $250,000, right? They have to actually give it to a small business. So once you understand how to position yourself as a small business, now it takes 4 of those contracts to have $1 million. So let's just say you learn the strategy of landing 4 contracts for that $1 million, right? Right now, that's $1 million is like 1 and 6 zeros, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's $1 million, right? On average, what most small business entrepreneurs are making is $80,000, right? So what you're leaving on the table right now is $920,000, right? So if it costs you $300 to get certified so that you can learn how to go after that other $920,000, then guess what? Now it's all in the minds, right? 70% of success is how you view and think about things, right? So if it costs you $300, would you prefer to keep the $300 or go after, or be able to have the tools to go after the $920,000, right? That's easy, right? That's an easy fix right there. And understanding how all that works. But the other thing that I want to share with you is The only certification that costs to prove that you're a woman in business is the corporate certification, right? There's two different worlds. There's government certifications, which is free if you do it yourself, but there's a fee if you pay somebody else to do it for you, right? Which is worth it, the fee, because there's a lot of daunting paperwork to get done, and it's a process, right? But on the corporate side, to certify you, of course, there's an annual fee. If you make up to $1 million, it's $350 a year with the woman business enterprise for that particular certification, right? But that $350 a year gives you everything to not only go after corporate contracts. We're talking about the Twitters, the Facebooks, the Chevrons, who also got money for you on the table. But that same certification is good enough for you to go after the simplified acquisitions that got your other $920,000 plus some, right? So when you look at it like that, you do the math and you do the balance. Would you stop yourself, right, from going after what's possible and what could potentially be in your bank account because of an application fee? It does not make sense, right? So I'm just bringing it because it's real stuff. And you're not the only one who asked that question. You're not the only one who gets stuck right there. And you're not the only one who misses, because opportunity is a cost, right? It costs you more not to do the thing than it does for you to just go ahead and pay the $300 out of your pocket. Right. And then eventually, when you land your first contract, the government is going to pay for that anyway, because they got your money. That first contract is going to cover that anyway. Right. So this is the one thing that I see that most minority entrepreneurs stay stuck because of the investment. Right. Rich people don't think about how much it's going to cost them to get to, how much is it going to cost me. Right. They think about, how much is it going to bring me? And when you switch your perspective to how much is it going to bring you, right? Then you become, right, the person that does the thing that gets the result. So I hope that helped you. Brian, are you talking?
All right, yeah, I was muted. No, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. This is the information that we need to know. Everyone, there's so much information when you're looking into the government space. You need someone to help you. And it's important to understand how to navigate the government space, no matter whether you're dealing with federal government, local government, and state government. Find somebody that can help you. That way you're not figuring it out on your own and spending a lot of time, spinning your wheels. And then also, there's a gentleman that I like to tell this story all the time. Once he started to do business in the federal government space, he got to the point to where his company was doing $15 million a year annually in the federal government space through information technology. He's one of our members of Black Directory. Then the next year, he went up to $16 million annually. And then we would all think that he's doing great. Then the following year, he went back down to $15 million. Now, understanding his ability and that he really had the ability to grow and scale, he was very frustrated. So he brought in a company to do an audit of his company. They did an audit of his company, so they sat down with him. He asked them a question: what is the matter with my company? They said, the problem with your company is you. And he said, what do you mean the problem with my company is me? He said, you're going after too many things. You don't know your core. You don't know your niche. And so you're trying to go after all of these different projects. Just because you can do it does not mean that you should be doing it. The day that he learned that, he stopped doing everything and he focused on what he was good at, and he scaled his company to do a $100 million annually in business. Black-owned company. So this is what happens when we focus and we work together and we find individuals that can really teach us the process versus us trying to learn them on our own. So take us through some of the individuals that you work with, Karwanna, sure, and some of the success stories that you had with helping them do business in the government space.
Sure, actually, yeah. So let me go ahead. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So let me just kind of bring this up. It's a little bit out of, wait, did I bring it up? I don't know what this is. A little bit out of order. Hold on for a sec.
Now this is so important because this is how you grow in business. This is how you expand. And I always talk to individuals that want to do business in the federal government space. But again, you have to learn it. And the other thing is this: one of the things that we really focus on here at Black Directory is we need to partner together. If you're providing office supplies, find five other people that's providing office supplies and go do business together. It's too many individuals that's trying to do business in an isolated way, and it's keeping us from all growing and scaling. Okay, you ready, Carwana?
Yes. So I want to share a couple testimonials of clients that I've worked with over just within the past year. So Gloria Miller, she actually came on, broken, all those that never made any money in her business when she actually started working with me last year. And basically she took the challenge, right? The same challenge that I'm inviting you all to come through. Actually, she took the challenge, invested in her business, learned the 3-step strategies, and hired me as her coach. And I walked her through the process. Now, when Gloria came on, she was a travel agent, and in the middle of like the pandemic. And so nobody was really traveling and the government wasn't really buying or putting out contracts for travel. However, what Gloria did was got very creative. So the thing is, once you're in position, you don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to stay stuck in a box. You could be very creative. You can partner with other people and go after contracts that are outside of your zone of genius. And this is exactly what she did that landed her to getting her first $250,000 contract in 9 months. For her, that was record time because she had never made a single penny in her business. And so basically the contract that she ended up getting was, she saw a contract opportunity for breast exams, for women's health breast exams. And she partnered with another Black owned company that provide that actual service. And she landed a $250,000 contract. So she just won.
Incredible.
Maria Black actually also started with me probably a little over a year ago. And she actually was making a little bit of money in her cleaning business. So she has a janitorial cleaning business. And in just less than 6 months, she actually landed her first contract, which was with the Department of Army, cleaning, she's in Florida, cleaning an entire lake. It was an entire lake park or something like that. So she had landed her first contract doing that. But mind you, these are women who weren't even really not even making 6 figures in their business, like prior to this. What's his name? Tim. So Tim actually went through the challenge, and it was had an epiphany about photography services and how to position yourself and the different types of things that you can actually offer to the government. And he was based in Chicago, and just from the challenge alone, he learned how to position himself and landed his first contract as a photographer on the Obama Library in Chicago. Right. And it was a $50,000 contract. Mind you, Tim had been basically paying out money to keep his business open, but was not receiving any customers during this time because, the pandemic was in full swing. So he wasn't making any money. He was just losing money. So he landed his first $50,000 contract on a project where he had to only go out for 14 days to do the work. Right. So that's huge. Right. But opportunity costs. So there's some others. Like I do have a client recently. His name is Remy Jules. He's down in Houston, Texas. And Remy is a realtor, but also he's a photographer as well. And he actually, in his first 5 weeks of going through the challenge, but also investing in the program where he had me as his coach, he landed 5 contracts in his first 5 weeks. And just last week, he called and reported that he landed his first $750,000 contract in Houston, Texas. Now, not even doing real estate, not even doing photography services, but they have money for people to house the homeless. And he got the contract simply because of his certifications. He was able to stand on that he was a minority owned business down in Texas and landed those contracts.
And how long ago was that?
Yeah, so he just did this last week, right?
Congratulations.
Yeah. And he's been able to accomplish all of this stuff within the first 4 months of his business being certified with the government.
No, this is how it goes. So these are great success stories. So I want you to tell everyone again. So we're placing the link down in the chat. I just placed the link down in the chat if you want to sign up for the 5-day challenge. Just thank you so much for that, there, Kadisha. Just place it down there again. And so Carl, want to tell everyone about the discount that you have going for 12 more minutes to sign up for the challenge. You also did. There's some individuals that signed up as well. So we want to welcome them. And before we get too far, I do want to say again, welcome everyone to this broadcast where we're talking to Karwanna D of She's Got Goals. And we're discussing her 5-day challenge, also discussing how she's growing her business and helping other individuals to do business within the federal government space. So I also want to say welcome to everybody that's on YouTube. The link is going to be down in the comments as well. If you would like to get started, I'm going to place the link. Actually, if you click on the details in the YouTube YouTube, the link is already there. So if you want to get started, you can click on that link there also. So Karwana, go ahead and tell everyone about the discount chat.
Yeah, so if you sign up while we're live on this presentation, you actually receive a 20% discount off, of course. So go ahead and join us live. Take advantage of the 20% off coupon code that's automatically applied to the cart as you check out. And then that's pretty much it. Like, just get ready. So the challenge actually starts on Monday, and it's about an hour and a half, each day, but it's very powerful. And at the end of the week, basically, the way that you view business will be completely transformed. Oh, there's the code. Thank you, Stacia. So she's my assistant. So there's the code. The code is chamber. And for those of you who have already gone through without the code, we'll make sure that we apply the 20% discount off if you after this as well. So I see a couple came through. I see Tanya came through, and probably a couple others.
No, this is good. And everyone, please like and subscribe to our YouTube page. It's called Black Directory, largest Black business directory. Again, Black Directory, largest Black business directory. Go ahead and subscribe to that page there as well. We're going to be doing more things like this here coming up here also. But this idea of Karwana challenge, 5-day challenge, I see a lot of individuals doing this. So explain what the 5-day challenge is, and what individuals are expected to gain from the 5-day challenge.
Sure. Actually, I'll bring up our site and kind of walk you through the details. So basically, the 5-day challenge is for those who are looking to learn more about government contracting and basically getting started with the process. So we help you become pre-qualified. So a lot of the things that I'll kind of walk you through about the business foundation, all of that stuff is included. So basically on day one, we kind of help you go through the business foundation so you'll know exactly what you need to have in business, so you can begin to prepare those documents so that you're not overwhelmed going through the process. We also walk you through understanding how to unlock $1 million services, because a lot of people don't really understand what they offer. They don't even know what they have, right? And so we're leaving a lot of money on the table. So what we do is we do an exercise to help you unlock additional services that you didn't even know that you can sell to the government. We show you how to do that strategically. We help you understand the thresholds that you fall in, so you can know exactly how the government views you as an entrepreneur. But also we show you how to leverage your social economic disadvantages, right? I'm Black and I'm proud, all of those different things. We show you how to leverage that to actually open up more opportunities for yourself, kick down doors where there's been barriers set for disadvantaged businesses. We show you how to leverage your certifications. So for everyone that's on here who said I have certifications, but also did not raise your hand and said I got contracts, we're going to show you exactly how to leverage those certifications to start getting contracts. And then we show you exactly how much the government actually spends on your products and services. There's a couple other things, of course, that we offer as a bonus. There's just a lot of information. I am a person that love to empower our people and show you additionally above that, like what you can do also, because there's like different levels to success. There's different levels to business. And when the more you know, the more you can start you can't implement it all at once, but the more you can start printing out your $1 billion game plan for retirement as an entrepreneur.
All right, good stuff. So let's do this. With the last few minutes we have left, let's take some questions. And if you have some questions, you must show your camera. So definitely let's come on screen. Let's take a couple of questions. If anyone has any questions, go ahead and raise your digital hand. I want to be able to answer those questions there for you as well. And you could also place your question down in the chat. I think, listen, this is
Zarina. I think Zarina, if I said your name, pronounced it correctly, but Zarina asked, can it be offered at a later time? If there's so for those, when you upgrade to become a VIP, you actually get the recordings so you can watch it in your own time as well. But even for those who becoming VIP basically is going to be the best thing. Like for me, I don't know about everybody else, but I always want to be the first person to sit in the front of the class, and I want to be VIP. I want to be able to ask specific questions and all those things. So it's definitely worth upgrading to VIP if you want to keep the recordings.
All right, William, I see you have your hands raised. Can you come on screen? Let's show your video.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but we want to see you. Can you show
I
your video?
understand, but I wasn't really prepared to go on the screen today because I had several meetings, and so
All right.
that ended my day. But next time I will definitely be there. So, and I'm,
Okay,
I got my link.
Wait.
So my question is,
yeah,
how do you copy the chat? Because I see a lot of information, and I can select the chat, but I'm not allowed to copy it. So are you going to make that available?
Yeah, that information will be available for members. So we're going to place that actually inside of the member only portal. So if you're not a member, it's obviously a good time to join. But definitely you'll be able to grab that there.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. All right. Anyone else have a question?
I have a question. I put it in the chat. This is I'm interested in your coaching services, but I also wanted to know, do you coach on how to keep a contract? Because I've won several, and two of them, and one of them being almost $2 million for 10 years. But the government agency I was doing it with, they were able to kind of get out of the contract early. So do you kind of coach on that, on like how to mitigate some of those types of risks?
Yep, we do cover that. And what was it? And yeah, so those are some of the things that, of course, I can help you with as well. Yeah.
Okay, but on your website, you have something specific, like I can just do like direct coaching with you, not through the 5-day challenge, because everything you're doing with the 5-day challenge, I've already done.
Yeah.
So I need like a little bit more advanced.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So in the actual coaching program, which I think is accessible on the website.
Okay.
She's got goals.com. Yeah.
Okay.
So, so yeah, you're welcome. And I do actually, and yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, never mind.
No, go ahead and say what were you going to say?
No, that's okay. Never mind.
Okay. All right. No, that's actually a really good question. That's actually a really, really good question. Okay. Anyone else have a question? This is all right. Karwana, they want your email address. Are you sharing that, or do you want them to go through the challenge? How do you want to do that?
Well, I prefer people to go through the challenge, but I will also just drop it in the chat.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. She put it in the chat. There you go. All right, good. Listen, this is really exciting. Obviously I see some members. There's some non-members. So again, welcome everyone to Black Directory Zoom call. Member hosted Zoom call. This is something typically we leave for members only, and where we actually really discuss and go into details how we grow businesses and connect businesses. But I also see a lot of our businesses who are not doing business in the federal government space. I think it's a great time to obviously to begin to learn the process. And just recently, one of the things that we found out is that the SBA released the numbers of how the percentage of money that's actually going to Black-owned businesses. And they've also been discussing, obviously, we know Biden has been discussing doubling the amount of money that's actually in contracts that's going to minority-owned businesses as well. So it's a great time to begin to learn the process of being able to do business within the federal government space, so that we could all obviously begin to join. Now, do you have any additional thoughts you want to throw out there, Karwana? If anyone has a question, raise your hand, or you can feel free to place it down in the chat as well.
Well, there's a question that I had.
1 second. Is that William again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, William. One question, sir. Thank you. Okay. We're going to take someone else. All right. Anyone else have a question? Okay. All right. Go ahead and continue with your thoughts there, Karwana.
Oh yeah, no. I mean that was pretty much it. I just kind of wanted to share, like, for those of you who have may have like dreams deferred, and you're like, oh, I'm really trying to take my business to the next level, or I'm, because as an entrepreneur, you don't have a retirement, right? But when you actually put yourself in the way of wealth, right? I want to get in the way of wealth. I want to be able to receive all that God has for me. Sorry for those who are not believers. I'm just saying, I want to be able to get everything that God has for me. This is an opportunity for you to leverage your business as a vehicle to generate the wealth that you need to create generational wealth, but also to be able to do the things that you want to do and set yourself up for retirement. The reason why most people, at least most entrepreneurs right now that are making a little bit of money right now, what's going to happen 20 years from now is, well, you're going to discover that Social Security is maybe not going to be around. So you have to figure out how to make more money now today so that you can prepare for tomorrow. And so government contracting has been that tool and that vehicle. So use it, use it to your advantage because it's here, right? And it's really not going anywhere. And also I want to say it's the smartest way to fail-proof your business, right? Because when there's a pandemic and all those different things that's going on in the world, when there's an upcoming recession and all that stuff, the government spends more money, right? They spend more money for solutions. And I don't know about you, but I love being a solutionary for the government. And guess what? The solutionary means that they're writing those big checks for you to solve their problem. And you may think, well, I just sell hair, and how can I solve the problem of the government, right? But guess what? I have a client that sells prosthetic wigs to the government to solve the problem of all the veterans that got their head blown off and all those different things, or who came back with cancer and all that stuff. Well, you have something that's very valuable regardless of what it is that you sell. And this is what we're going to show you how to understand the value of what you do during the 5-day challenge. So I just want to invite you all to come on, be the solution, become a solutionary, be the change maker, do something in your community that that will set you up to become the philanthropist and to be able to buy the block back. And so that we're not just watching problems happen, but we can be the solutions even in our own homes and all that stuff. So join us on the challenge. If you go to the link, we're definitely going to take care of you. Next week is the challenge. So we're I'm excited to work with you all.
Now, several people are signing up, so good job on you all. Listen, I love what one of my business partners just said. Success loves speed, and so if you want to be successful, sometimes you have to move quickly. Right. And all too often, the reason why a lot of times we're not successful is because we're always thinking about it. We always have to check with someone else. We're always slowing down. We're always taking our time, and then life passed us by. And yes, money loves speed. Thank you, Stacia. Success and money, if you're successful, you got some money. Money loves speed. Absolutely. And
I see some of those people who understands that success does love speed. It was just Antonio. I see you join in. Linda, I see you. Percy. And we have Tanya, and I think there's another. Not sure if there's another Brian. Oh, Brian. Is that you?
No, that's somebody else.
Okay.
No, without a doubt. This is great because this is a great time for us to learn, a great time to grow in business, and I tell you, there's such a focus that we have here on Black Directory with many of our members really growing and doing more business in the federal government space. To your point there, Karwana, and we're going to drop off here in a couple of minutes. But to your point, I was on the phone. I talked to a lot of Black people, a lot of Black businesses every day. I'm the founder of Black Directory, by the way, everyone. If I have not properly introduced myself, I don't think I did that. I just started talking. So again, I'm Brian Morse, the founder of Black Directory. And I've worked with many of our members around the country, all throughout the United States and Canada, the Caribbean islands, and over in Africa as well. So the goal is to connect our businesses so that we can actually partner together, do business together, and grow together. But I was talking to a business owner probably here about maybe a year ago, and she actually made me aware that the government actually reached out to her, and the Veterans Administration reached out to her. Because she actually has a salon, and they wanted her to be able to provide wigs to individuals who had issues from war, and so they found her, and now she has a government contract. They send her business for that. So there's so much business out there for us, and more than likely the government needs what you're providing. You just have to know how to provide that to the government. I'm going to place someone is not on mute, so I'm going to place everyone on mute. Mute yourself there again, Carwana. So more than likely, the government needs what you have. They just have to know how to package it up, partner with somebody, and present it to them properly. All right. Any final thought? Anyone else have any questions before we get out of here? Any other questions?
Yes, this is Fred Edmonds. I have a question.
What's the name of your company?
Pennsylvania Solutions LLC.
Okay.
And my question is, are you familiar with the commercial service management contracts and the A76 contracts? That's to the presenter.
Karwana.
So you're asking about What contracts?
The C, SM contracts, commercial services management contracts, and the A76 contracts with the federal government. Those are more sole source contracts based on energy savings. And if you save more than 15%, then they will award that portion of the contract to a sole source if you can prove that you save at least 15% of that area.
Are you in what area? Are you in Florida?
No, I'm in Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, okay, Ohio.
But I'm all over United States, so.
Oh yeah.
So we have an office in Florida.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, your name looked familiar to me. But yeah, no, to answer your question, I'm not familiar with that in particular. That looks like, I mean, but all contracting opportunities pretty much kind of work the same. But you're talking about something very specific that you have information on. So if you want to share, you know, I mean, I guess you just shared what information you had about it, but that's something that's a little bit more, you know, not for everybody. Yeah.
All right, so but this is good stuff. So that's probably a more in-depth conversation, and that we can actually begin to work together with you on there, Frederick, there as well. So definitely look at probably becoming a part of Black Directory, so we could actually assist you with that question there also. But listen, this is good stuff.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes,
Just
sir.
Very small.
Give your name and your company's name really fast.
Elijah is my name. My company is AE Environmental Services.
Okay.
And I had 8A, which finished in 2014. And since then, my business has gone really, really to the bottom. And I would like, through your process, get back online again. How do I do that?
Yep, starting the challenge. Or if you, I would say starting the challenge. Specifically.
What do you mean by starting the challenge?
Go ahead.
What when you say starting the challenge?
5-day challenge.
Oh, so the 5-day challenge. So were you already on here like the whole time, or you just kind of came in?
No, I was late. Oh, okay.
So yeah, so join us in the 5-day challenge. The link is in the chat. And then we can show you exactly how to do that. But here's the thing about the 8A program. And this is the reason why I say you don't want to go after everything all at once or up front, because programs like that has a time limit, right? I think it's 8 or 9 years in and you're out, right? So this is the reason why you use all the other programs to get to where you were, right? And then you leverage 8A at a certain point in your business to take your business to the next level. So now it's like you started backwards, you know what I mean? So now you got to go back to the basics to get back up there. Yeah.
How do I do that?
We'll show you how to do that in the 5-day challenge. So join us in the 5-day challenge and I'll show you exactly what you need to do to get your business back.
I just sent the link over to you, Elijah. So if you check the chat, are you looking inside of the chat? And again, welcome to everybody that's already joined. Congratulations on you all taking the next step for your business. But that is such a key point, everyone. That is such a key point that I see. I was literally talking to a business owner yesterday, and she's making less than $100,000. And she was telling me, I'm getting ready to do my 8A here in a couple of months. The first thing I told her is, don't do that. No, do not do that. You do not want, this is the way I explain 8A. You use 8A for gasoline on the fire.
That
right? You like that, Karwana? Don't you steal that? That's mine. That's mine. You use 8A for gasoline on the fire when you already have something going, you're already burning, you're already doing good business. You really want to grow and scale and take your business to the next level. That is when you get the 8A. So what she wants is going to begin to show you, Elijah, is now you have to start to do the work all over again to really start the process. I've dealt with some companies that have been members of Black Directory as well that were doing close to $10 million annually and in the federal government space. And they began to lose contracts and they went down to $4 million and they kept going down. Why? Because a lot of individuals do not know how to take that step and pivot out of 8A. It is a cycle, and it's something that you must know how to do. You must be strategic in pivoting out of the 8A and parlaying into something else so that you don't lose business, you keep the business. So someone had made something, actually a great point earlier. It's one thing to get a contract. You got to be able to keep that contract, fulfill that contract, and get more contracts there together. This is why being a part of Black Directory is important. It's why being part of what Karwana is doing as well, because now you're building a community and you're not trying to figure all these things out on your own. You're not trying to do them yourself and figuring out, because all too often what happens is if we keep trying to figure it out on our own, it's going to take us a long time. We're going to spend a lot of time, money, and energy, and more than likely we won't get the desired result. But if the day you find the right individuals and you find the right individuals who can point you in the right direction, it's going to save you a lot of time, money, and energy as well. All right, Karwana, any of your final thoughts that you have? So again, everyone, you're actually over time, so we'll give you a few more seconds to actually go and get signed up. So to actually get signed up once this call is over. For discount, tell everyone what your discount is and what the price is going to go up to once this call is over, Karwana.
Yep. So use the discount code CHAMBER. And it gives you a 20% off while we're live. After this call, it actually will be disabled. So right now is the best opportunity to do it. But even if you do miss it, it's still a really great investment level. So you'll still be able to walk away with, a game plan to go after that other $980,000 that you're leaving on the table. So we'll show you exactly how to do that. But I guess the words that I want to leave you with is just, remember to live life by design, and not by default. By design, meaning you have to have a plan of action. And if you don't really understand what that plan of action, do something to learn how to put together your plan of action. And at the end of the day, it's really about, like I said before, be, do, and have, right? You got to be the person that does the thing so that you can have the thing that you desire to have. And this is all what we help you to do inside the 5-day challenge. So we're looking forward to helping you take your business to the next level this year in 2020. In fact, this is June. We're at the end of June, right? So we're coming up on the end of the fiscal year for the government. And guess what happens at the end of the year? Those buckets of billions of dollars that they still have remaining on the table, if you're in position, they'll start calling you and saying, can you solve this problem? We got money that we need to get rid of. And you want to be in the position to help them solve that problem as a solutionary. So that's it.
Yeah, and not spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to do it, right? So yeah, so everyone, the key is us working together, partnering together, doing business together. So this has been great. So again, I do want to say, someone have a question?
Yep, I do have a quick question. I put it in the chat, but nobody picked it up. But the question is,
what's your name?
If I sign up for the 5-day challenge, is it recorded?
Ma'am. What's your name?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it's Vanessa Enoch from Cultural Impact.
So no.
Okay. Yeah,
okay, my question is, if I sign up for the 5-day challenge, is it recorded? Because I have a pretty crazy schedule next week, and I just want to make sure that I'm not going to sign up and then not be able to access it.
Yep. So it's recorded. It'll be available for 7 days as you go through the challenge. However, if you upgrade to VIP, you'll get lifetime access to all the recordings, and you can go over it in your own time as well.
And so how much extra is the VIP?
So if you go to the page, I think it's like $197 or something like that for the upgrade. And then you still get the 20% off on the front end. So yeah.
So how do I join? How do I get all this information? I was late, so.
Oh, so if you look in the chat, Brian, maybe.
Yeah, I sent it directly to you. So go to your chat, or matter of fact, do me a favor. Give me your email address, and we just email it to you right now. What's your
okay. It's ELADEOYE@gmail.com.
Okay, you got to do that from ELADE.
ELADEOYE@gmail.com. Actually, okay. My name is Elijah Adeoye, so Elijah plus my last name AD. My last name is ADEOYE.
All right, so you have ELADEOYE@gmail.com.
Correct.
All right, great. So I'll just email it to you right now, so that way you have it. And great job on the other person that's just taking advantage of it. We're going to get out of here as well, because this has been good. This has been really, really good. I've enjoyed this process, and there's so much to learn in the government space, everyone. And we want, I'm the founder of Black Directory. I want all of you to be successful. I want all of you making money. And the reason why Black Directory exists is for two things. One, we've learned that Black people must support our own businesses. And two, we must stop supporting businesses that do not support us. And it's important that your business grows so that you could do more for yourself, you could do more for your family, and as I always say, you could do more for the Black community. It's hard to do more for the Black community when you're broke, right? Everybody wants to help the Black community out. Everybody wants to do things, but we need you all successful. We need you all doing millions and millions of dollars in revenue, not just for yourself. A lot of people say, well, why do I need all that money? You don't need all the money. You need all that money for somebody else. You need to be able to help other individuals to be able to fulfill their purpose and their mission as well. You wanted to say something, Karwana?
Oh, no, yeah. No, I was saying right. I was like, yeah, the Superman ain't coming, right? He ain't coming to our neighborhoods.
Exactly. So we need everyone growing, everyone expanding, everyone doing business. So I'm going to place this last time down in the chat. This has been great. And we're going to do this again, right, Karwana?
Right.
Yes.
Definitely.
I have a new member I have been inviting to participate. Her name is Olivia Butler. She's into IT. I would like her to introduce her to you, and also she would like to know how she can, this service can be helpful to a company. She has an IT.
Okay, great. I charge $1,000 for you to introduce it to me. You know, I'm kidding. I'm just joking. You know, I'm joking. You know, I'm joking. You know, I'm joking. You know, I'm joking.
Olivia, go ahead.
And Andrea had a question about, is it for me, even if I've already have SAM registration set up? Absolutely. So, because the question is it, do you have a contract yet? If you're not doing government contracting, then yes, the 5-day challenge is definitely going to be for you.
All right, Olivia, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Brian?
Great, great. Excited to meet you.
Nice to meet you all as well. My name is Olivia Butler. I am the owner of BES Technology and Training Services, as well as the Butler Notary. We're located in the Missouri area, providing project management services, business and technical consulting, as well as training services to
lukewarm.
I'm going to place everybody on mute. Give me 1 second. They're coughing, and somebody's coughing COVID on us. We don't need all that. Keep your COVID, please. All right, Olivia, if you can go ahead and unmute yourself again. Please keep all your COVID sprays to yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we also provide some training to the customers that we're servicing. We currently have state government contracts, but not federal government contracts. And that's part of the area that we're looking to get into. And so just looking for some additional information and to just understand what I can provide to the community, as well as some information I may be able to glean from the community as well. I am WBE and BE certified, so that's I think a plus that will help out as well.
Let's do this. Send me an email, and everyone, you should have my email. If you don't, I'll place it down in the chat. It's brian@blackdirectory.com. So again, brian@blackdirectory.com. You all send me an email. But I do think also, if you have not signed up for Karwanna's 5-day challenge, I think that'd be a great place to start there. Also, you said you're already doing business in the federal government space? Olivia?
In the state government space. State government.
Are you wanting to do federal government?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's everybody. It's all about learning. It's just about learning. It's, again, as I explained earlier, doing business with the federal government, it's a very brand new language. And so we have to understand the new language and how to approach them, because I love what you said also, Karwana. This is the largest consumer in the world, right? They buy everything. So you must understand how to approach them and actually provide your products and services to them. It's not like selling them to your friend down the street. They have a process, and sometimes their process is unorganized, right? They're completely unorganized. It's a mess. Some of the contractors don't know what they're doing. Some of them, they just, they don't always take it seriously. So they will make your life very difficult if you do not understand how to deal with them. And so really understanding how to deal with that process and finding someone who can take you by the hand and walk you through that is extremely, extremely important as well. So definitely, Olivia, send me an email, but I think it would definitely be great for you to take advantage of that as well. All right, any final thoughts, Karwana? Any other thoughts?
No, that's it for me. Thank you.
All right, so this has been great. We did, you all that have signed up, it starts on Monday, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Starts on Monday. I'm excited about that. So keep me posted, keep all of us posted on the success. You're taking this next journey to really grow your business and take your business to the next level. And I'm really excited. So FYI, you're the first one to hear this. So this is something the member hosted Zoom call. This is something that we're going to be doing more often. So if you are a member and you would like for us to host your company and promote your company throughout our Black Director member hosted Zoom calls. Actually, the link, Khadisha, if you could actually place that link down in the chat as well, I'll place it down there also. Here's the link to sign up to do that. We have another member coming up right behind Karwana next. Actually, we're going to do it next Wednesday. We're going to do it next Wednesday. More than likely, we may do it at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time next Wednesday. I just kind of like that 1 o'clock time. I think a lot of people participate during that time there as well. So next Wednesday, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But of course, you all do know that you will be getting some emails there from us as well. So that way, if you actually would like to us to host your company as well, I just placed the link down in the chat that we have it there also, which is really good. And I think we're set. I think we just lost our host there somewhere. Not sure what happened to her. Chavez, did you have a quick question?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I just have a quick question. Thanks. I noticed, I've been looking for government contracts for a long, long time, and I'm in the art sector. So I'm having a difficulty in kind of what my niche market is. We do motivational painting classes virtually and in person, where we go from place to place and do sip and paints for senior citizens, kids, and people of all ages. And so it's been very hard for me to find something like that to go into, business with the government. Is there something like that where I can work my way in?
You there, Karwana?
You're muted.
Oh, you're on mute, Karwana. Happens to all of us.
I'm sorry. Hey, look, you missed all the game.
It's too late. It's too late. It's over.
All the game. I know. I was saying for something like that, definitely most of your opportunities are going to come from the local city and county level. However, in the challenge, like when you register for the challenge, we can give you the blueprint of what you can do, because but the government, in the art space, there are opportunities. People just don't know how to position themselves, and that's what we'll show you exactly how to do inside the challenge. But yeah, absolutely, you're right. There are opportunities, but you're definitely not going to see a sip and paint contract. So it's like it's about strategy. So we'll help you with the strategy.
And can I say something?
Yes.
Can I say something as a former government contractor, contracting officer? The government buys
really fast. Hold on, Patsy. So Patsy she's a member of Black Directory, and so she's actually we'll work closely with her as well. So you're a former government contractor. So really quick, Patsy.
The government actually buys pictures and art for buildings that they're building, and for different buildings that they're even utilizing. So there are contracts. You probably want to go on the GSA to try to, get a scheduled contract. But the government has everything.
Definitely. Good stuff, Miss Patsy. Good to see you too. How you doing?
I'm doing
all right, listen.
wonderful.
I've been like a bad preacher. I've been closing since about 20 minutes ago, but it's for real this time. We're out here.
You preaching.
I'm not preaching. All right, well, if I'm preaching, you guys, all owe me your tithes and offerings. Where they at? All right, this has been fun. Thank you, everybody that's on YouTube. Again, we're placing all of the links down in the chat. So if you want to become a member, the link is there. If you want to take advantage of the chat, I'm sorry, not the chat, but the 5-day challenge, the link is being placed down in the comments as well. Then also, if you would like to become do a member hosted Zoom call as well, we're placing that link down there also. I'm actually going to just place this information. And for members, I will actually take this information and place it inside of the Black Director member hosted Zoom call. The Black Director member portal, member only portal. You'll be able to actually gather that information there. But we will shoot the link out so you can actually watch it again. And of course, the link is also on YouTube, so you can actually go back and watch that on YouTube there right now, as well as share the link to somebody else. But as far as the chat and all of that, that will go inside of the member only portal, and you'll be able to grab that information there as well. Listen, good stuff. I'm out of here. You all have a great one. Thank you so much, Karwana. We'll be talking soon. Let's go get those contracts. There's a lot of contracts out there for us. Let's make it happen.
All right.
Y'all have a great one. See y'all later. Take care now.